The house is completely quiet. It's the middle of the night. Your bedroom is dark, the clock glowing softly on the nightstand, and suddenly your eyes open. Not because of a loud noise, not because of a bad dream, but because your body is telling you that you need to get up and go to the bathroom. You slowly swing your legs over the side of the bed, walk down the hallway, and think to yourself, this must just be part of getting older. But here's something that might surprise you. For millions of adults over 50 in the United States, waking up at 3 a.m. to urinate is not just about the bladder. In many cases, it can be an early signal that the heart and circulatory system are under stress. Research supported by the National Institutes of Health has found that frequent nighttime urination, especially after the age of 50, is strongly associated with cardiovascular strain and fluid regulation problems in the body. Some cardiologists even consider nighttime urination a subtle early warning sign that the heart may be struggling to manage blood circulation efficiently. Now, that doesn't mean every late-night bathroom trip is dangerous, but if it's happening regularly, your body may be trying to communicate something important. Most people assume nighttime urination is caused by drinking too much water before bed, or simply aging kidneys. But the real reason often begins much earlier in the day, with how your heart manages fluid, blood pressure, and circulation. Even more surprising, many of the daily habits that quietly trigger this nighttime pattern are so common that people rarely question them. So the real question becomes this: what exactly is your body trying to tell you at 3 a.m.? And more importantly, what simple adjustments could help your heart breathe a little easier during the night? To understand this, we need to look at what changes inside the body after age 50. When we're younger, the heart, kidneys, and blood vessels work together like a perfectly coordinated team. During the day, gravity naturally pulls fluid toward the lower part of the body, especially into the legs and feet. Your circulatory system handles this easily, pumping blood and fluids back toward the heart and kidneys, where excess fluid is filtered and removed. But as the years pass, this system becomes a little less efficient. Blood vessels lose some of their elasticity. Think of them like garden hoses that have been sitting in the sun for years. They still work, but they're not quite as flexible as they once were. The heart also has to work harder to push blood through these vessels. Now imagine what happens when you spend most of your day sitting, standing, or walking. Fluid slowly collects in the lower parts of your body, especially your legs and ankles. Many people notice mild swelling by the evening but assume it's harmless. But when you finally lie down at night, gravity changes the equation. That pooled fluid begins moving back into circulation. Your kidneys suddenly receive a surge of fluid to filter, and they respond exactly the way they're designed to, by producing urine, so your body wakes you up. This is one of the most common reasons people experience nighttime urination after 50, and it is often tied directly to how the heart and circulatory system are managing fluid throughout the day. But here's where it becomes more important. Some everyday habits can quietly amplify this process, putting extra strain on the heart without you realizing it. Let's start with something surprisingly common: salt. For many Americans, sodium is everywhere. It's in canned soups, frozen meals, deli meats, sauces, and even foods that don't taste particularly salty. And at first glance, salt seems harmless. After all, it's just seasoning, right? But biologically, sodium acts like a sponge inside the bloodstream. It holds on to water, increasing the total volume of fluid your heart has to move through the body. That extra volume increases blood pressure and forces the heart to work harder throughout the day. When that extra fluid finally shifts back into circulation during the night, the kidneys suddenly have a large amount to process. The result? Another trip down the hallway at 3 a.m. The practical adjustment here isn't extreme dieting, it's awareness, checking sodium labels at the grocery store, choosing lower sodium versions of common foods, and being mindful of processed items can make a noticeable difference in how your body manages fluid over time. Now you might be thinking, but I don't eat that much salt. And that may be true. But there's another factor that often plays an even bigger role: inactivity during the day. Many adults over 50 spend long periods sitting, watching television, reading, working at a desk, or driving. Extended sitting allows fluid to quietly accumulate in the lower body. Think of it like a slow leak filling a bucket. You may not notice it happening, but by evening the bucket is full. Then when you lie down at night, the fluid redistributes through the bloodstream, increasing the workload on the kidneys. This is why some cardiologists encourage what they call circulation breaks. Something as simple as standing, stretching, or walking for 5 minutes every hour can help move fluid back toward the heart gradually during the day, instead of all at once during the night. Many people who begin doing this notice fewer nighttime interruptions within weeks. But here's something even more surprising. One of the most overlooked triggers for nighttime urination is actually related to breathing during sleep apnea. You may have heard of it before. It's a condition where breathing briefly stops and starts during sleep. According to the American Heart Association, sleep apnea affects millions of adults over 50, and many don't even realize they have it. Now here's the fascinating connection. When breathing pauses during sleep, oxygen levels drop temporarily. The body interprets this as a stress signal and releases hormones that tell the kidneys to eliminate fluid quickly. So the bladder fills, and you wake up. Many people assume their bladder woke them up first. But in reality, it was the breathing disturbance that triggered the chain reaction. And this is where nighttime urination can become an important clue. If you often wake up to urinate and also experience loud snoring, morning headaches, or daytime fatigue, it may be worth discussing sleep patterns with a healthcare professional. Addressing sleep apnea can dramatically improve both sleep quality and heart health. But there's another habit that often surprises people: late evening fluid timing. Now, hydration is incredibly important, especially as we age. But drinking large amounts of fluid close to bedtime can overwhelm the body's natural nighttime rhythm. The simple adjustment here isn't drinking less water overall. It's shifting hydration earlier in the day and gradually tapering fluid intake during the evening. Many people find that finishing most of their fluids 2 to 3 hours before bed significantly reduces nighttime disruptions. What if that 3 a.m. wake-up call isn't just an annoyance, but a gentle reminder from your body that something in your daily rhythm could be improved? Because when you step back and look at it this way, nighttime urination becomes less of a mystery and more of a signal. A signal about circulation, fluid balance, sleep quality, and the way the heart and kidneys are working together. So instead of feeling frustrated by it, you can use it as useful information. If you've ever noticed yourself waking at night like this, I'd be curious to hear your experience. Tell me in the comments if this happens occasionally, or if it is something you'd have been dealing with for years. Many people are surprised to learn how common it really is. And if you find these kinds of practical, research-based explanations helpful, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss future videos focused on protecting your health as the years move forward. Staying healthy after 50 isn't about chasing complicated medical advice. It's about understanding how your body works now and making small, consistent adjustments that support it. Taking a short walk after dinner, elevating legs in the evening, choosing lighter meals, and maintaining consistent sleep schedules all support circulation and restful sleep. These steps are simple, non-extreme, but together, they allow the heart and kidneys to work more comfortably at night. Aging doesn't mean losing control over your health. It simply means listening more carefully to the quiet messages your body provides. That middle-of-the-night moment, the soft glow of the clock, the walk down the hallway. Sometimes, it's simply your body asking for a little support. With these thoughtful adjustments, many people find nighttime wake-ups become less frequent, sleep becomes deeper, and the heart works a little more comfortably through the night. Your body is incredibly intelligent. When you learn to recognize its signals, you gain clarity and confidence. The tools you need to protect your health well into the years ahead.